Potential is a word that you've probably heard beaten to death since you were a young kid. People saying to you, reach your potential, why are you wasting your potential, why don't you care about your potential? Something said so often to us and without any real feeling behind it will always become a cliche because it's meaningless without true understanding or feeling. And it is a tragedy that this word is lost and turned into a catchphrase when its meaning, if understood properly, is profound and can change your life just as potential, its definition, is something that could change the world. So an example I really liked when I was younger that I always think about, and I don't know why it stuck with me, but it did, maybe because of the clarity of the explanation, is a billiard table. And you have on it all these different pool balls. Now, if you were to strike one of these balls and it were to hit something else, before you've even struck that ball, physics understands, because of its mass, that it has a certain mass potential. It has an ability, before it has moved, to change the exterior world. And that in itself, through this example alone, is kind of amazing to me, that before something has moved from its place, you could actually predict an impact, in, depending on the situation, quite a significant impact. And this is an example from the base physics level of mass potential. Now, when you think about it in this example, there is a limiting factor here. The limiting factor is that you're measuring potential through mass. And because of that, dependent on what the mass of this object is, that's the limiting factor to how it could eventually have an impact on the exterior world. But the point about potential that people should recognize from this experiment is not so much that mass has potential, it's that mass is a way for potential to manifest itself. It's one way, it's not the only way. Potential really is the ability of something before it is even acted that you know it can impact and change the world. And when you consider it in this way, then you realize there's something else that we all have, which gives us access to potential, and in a much greater way than mass. And it's your mind. Your mind, like the ball on the pool table, has the potential to change the world, whereas the ball is limited by the mass that is had. Your mind is only limited by your imagination, which is infinite. So in this realization, we know that we, each and every one of us, have the imaginative potential for infinite change in this world. And it's not, there are only three types of people in this world. There's people who know they have potential and they use it, people who think they don't have potential, which is not true, and then people who have not come to realize yet exactly what it is. And if you understand that it is not something that he has and she doesn't, and I have more of and you have less of, and that by our shared humanity, it's a well from which we can all draw upon to change the world, There is only one question. What way will you?